us. Welcome to Midday Repartee. This is
Well,
Rep and
hello,
Corey.
hello.
Sam dropping in at the last second.
Yeah,
I was
I'm
like, I'm
sorry about
gonna.
that one.
No, I was like, right as I went to click the go live button, it's all pink. There he is.
Yeah, told you I was on my way. I'm sorry. I got up, I made coffee, and I see Red going live. He's like doing a special stream. I'm like, oh, I'll drop in and
Yeah,
say
I
hi.
saw that. Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I wanted to. What is that? What is he talking about there?
Well, he was doing a little update for his book. Trying to reach
Reborn.
the 15K because you get the voiceover, the narration. And
Right.
they were also trying to highlight the fact that Carla is in fulfillment. So they got their
Badass.
books and then doing fulfillment. So yeah,
Now, is that for the
Grim
first
Reaper
Grim
too.
Reaper or the second one?
The second one.
Okay.
The first campaign was already fulfilled. The second campaign is for 1 and 2. I that's where I got in. I got that in the side book.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, did you see? Did you see how there's a lot of people? There's a
Getting your book?
lot of people getting Bloodheart.
Yes. Yes, dude, I've been seeing the post come up and the package just looks beautiful, man. I think it was Hex Allen Comics post that he took a really great photo
Mm-hmm.
of the spread and it's like, damn, dude, that's how you do it. Right there.
Yep. And I'm pretty happy that people are happy. I don't know what to say. It's kind of like bust my ass. Like I told you, remember when we were talking and then like presentation, dude. I paid this, and I want to make sure that freaking back and board looks sweet.
Yeah.
I I ordered the Ultra Pro one because I really like how they're more transparent. Like you don't when you look at it, they look like a piece of plastic.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah.
clear.
Yeah, dude, it looks I can't wait to get my
You think?
package, get my
It,
special taco card. Pretty
oh
excited about it.
yeah, but the taco card is gonna be a separate send, dude.
Okay.
I could. It was trying to spin which one you were. Get it?
Oh yeah, right. Right.
So that one I'll be sending it to you separately. It's not going to be coming
Okay.
with the
Well, that
book.
sucks, dude. You don't have to do that. That's an
No, it's
expense.
okay, dude. I said I would.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. But
No,
it
I'm a
all
man of my word,
eats.
dude.
Yeah. No, yeah, of course you are. That goes without saying. Yeah, so a lot of interesting stuff to go over today. I came across this article. I thought it was pretty badass.
Which
Nick
one?
Cave. I don't. Are you familiar with Nick Cave,
Yeah,
musician?
I.
Yeah, he's. Back in the day, it was. Everybody goes. I think goes through their Nick Cave phase when you're probably a little depressed, a little angsty about things, and I find it really ironic that he's come out and condemning cancel culture, and he calls it it's having an asphyxiating effect on the creative soul of society.
Yeah.
Them's fighting words. He also
So
said it's basically the unhappiest religion in the world. Um, so it's like I really like that. We're starting to see people with some clout, some standing, coming in and speaking out against
you
this
mean some
thing.
people
That's
with some
really
goddamn
helpful.
balls?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. How you doing, Gargoyle?
I'm disturbed. You guys get hear
Disturbed.
the news?
What's that?
What?
They cast the new Wolverine.
Oh no.
Okay. And
It's Shia LaBeouf.
fuck off.
I'm
Are you
serious.
you're
Look at
serious right now?
Hollywood Reporter. I'm being dead serious.
Okay.
Heroic Hollywood. Heroic
Wow.
Hollywood.
Okay, back to Nick Cave.
Yeah. That's. I
Okay.
mean, I actually really respect Shia LaBeouf's like acting ability, but
Shia LaBeouf's
Wolverine.
acting ability, all he does is act, get high on drugs, and have a dirty stare on people. That's his
Exactly. It's
acting.
fantastic.
That's fantastic.
No, he's done, dude. Are you serious? He's done some really cool movie, really off the beaten path roles and films. I think he's done some great work.
I guess Indiana
His
Jones
mainstream
sucked.
his mainstream stuff is not the stuff he's probably more well known for isn't great, but that's not really his. I don't think that's his doing.
And the new Cyclops gonna be Radcliffe.
Yeah,
Get
that's
it?
unfortunate.
Harry Potter. the
I
new
mean,
Cyclops.
he's tiny. Shia LaBeouf, he's tiny.
He was no, but in his defense, he has been getting a bit in shape. I've seen him like being beefed a bit, but not beef cut. But other than that, no.
Well, that's interesting.
And
Man.
he's like Wolverine is like the only reason I read Marvel. For fuck him.
Right. Well, and then, that's been. Haven't they officially turned him bisexual or.
Dude, they screwed him over when they did Origin. So, and I could
Yeah.
see, you notice I don't say Origin, I say Origin. I put an H before it. Yeah,
Right.
it's not a French accent. I do it on purpose.
Well, thanks for sharing the news, Gargoyle. That was nice.
Terrible news.
Yes, it was.
So yeah, Nick Cave has slammed cancel culture, calling it the antithesis of mercy. And this I thought was really weak. The definition given for cancel culture is the practice of rejecting, ignoring, or publicly opposing someone's views or actions in order to deprive them of time and attention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what is this from 2010 or something? Because that's not even close. Like they're literally ruining people's careers, friendships, lives.
There was another one that addressed this last year, but
Yeah.
people didn't cover it not much, and it was the return of D. Snyder.
Oh right.
Dude, he's the original, the one that went in front of the the council, and he came back, and even though he's like very anti-corporation, he has the side of being an activist, right? For the people type of thing.
Yeah.
Dude, he was one of the first one to come out going, this is stupid what's going on right now. It's censor all over again. It's like we're going back to the 80s.
Right.
He fought it, and he's like, I'm back.
Yeah.
And I think it's fucking amazing to see more people going, dude, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, it absolutely is. It's good to see it. He went on to say, as far as I can see, cancel culture is mercy's antithesis. Political correctness has grown to become the unhappiest religion in the world. I love that line.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, this guy's poetic as hell. His music, and I guess the irony here is his music is some of the darkest, unhappiest music you probably are going to find. But that's not. He's not really saying that unhappy art is a problem. What he's referring to. What it leads to is a complete annihilation of creative freedom, of the ability to express any artistic. It's just a destruction of all those things. And this guy, I highly respect his creative ambition and integrity. He also went on to say he argued that while political correctness started out as an honorable attempt, not questionable, at a more equitable society, it now embodies the worst aspects of religion, such as moral certainty and self-righteousness.
Authoritarianism.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
So
particularly atheists behave like that, self-righteousness, and believe that they're always right.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've known some atheists that don't believe that. They just don't believe in anything.
Yeah, there's some, but unfortunately, atheism turned into that Christianity group, or the Jehovah's Witnesses of modern days, when they started building churches and coming door to door.
Really?
Do you want to talk about? No, yeah, they did start doing that in California.
Wow.
At the end,
Okay.
and I'm like,
Atheists?
yeah. I'm like,
Well,
are you guys
the
really that
religion-
stupid?
The religion of atheism is science. There's no question about it. And
There's no religion.
To be
Why would you have a church? What are you worshiping?
Opinion, well, it is science to me is a religion. I find it very unreliable and very manipulated. The power of being able to say, well, this is scientific, therefore it cannot be questioned by anyone. And it's like, okay, well, who's dictating that it's scientific? what institutions and where's their funding
Well,
coming from?
Science is based on a hypothesis.
We put that black powder next to fire, and it went boom.
Yeah. Science at its core, at its basic premise, what it is meant to be, is absolutely a useful and powerful thing. But I think it has become more of a religion over the past couple of decades. And something you can't question just because somebody in a white coat has said, this is science. So yeah, I think no matter how hard people try to remove religion, people just replace it with something else.
Yeah, but there was a point where back before science, you had to actually prove your point.
Right.
Now you have people coming in, but I think that biology is not what it used to be, you know, and they don't have to prove nothing anymore. You know, that's what I'm like. Science, you know, it ain't science anymore. Science used to be like, let's try and explain something until we can, and let's not assume anything until we can prove it.
Yeah. I think
And right now they assume anything, and they have, well, there's some studies that say that is so, you know.
Right. I mean, you look at things like climate change or even what's going on with the, COVID. It's always going to be backed up by science, whatever is being presented to the public. But is it really trustworthy? And when it's been politicized, when there's motivations behind it, I think that we need to question at this point what is being presented as scientific.
Well, I believe that you need to question everything.
Absolutely. Yeah.
COVID's a hard one, hard point to make.
And any good thing could be made into a bad thing when some bad people get behind it with ill will.
Yeah.
So it's it's easy to set up a bad thing by claiming that it's in good intention. Get it?
Right. Yeah. Just to finish this out with Nick Cave, cancel culture's refusal to engage with uncomfortable ideas has an asphyxiating effect on the creative soul of a society. Compassion is a primary experience, the heart event out of which emerges the genius and generosity of the imagination. So again, he's pointing out that if this continues, if we keep going down this road, creativity is going to be snuffed out because no matter what you do as an artist or creatively, someone will take offense to it. And if that's all it takes to cancel something, artists will just cease to exist. I mean, it's not possible to live and breathe under those conditions.
I'm gonna have to go back and listen to his music now. Damn it.
Yeah, it's been a while for me. He's done some great scores as well. Like the movie, what was it? The assassination.
Jesse James.
Yeah. He scored that, dude. Absolutely beautiful score. He does
that
great
movie.
Work
Great
on that
cinematography.
Project. Yeah, love that movie. So this guy, he has a lot of integrity. He's very passionate about what he does. I don't think he compromises a whole lot. So I respect what this guy has to say on this topic. Creativity is an act of love that can knock up against our most foundational beliefs, and in doing so brings forth fresh ways of seeing the world. This is both the function and glory of art and ideas. A force that finds its meaning in the cancellation of these difficult ideas hampers the creative spirit of a society and strikes at the complex and diverse nature of its culture. So, badass words, man. I don't think I've heard or seen anybody put this shit better than he has done it here. You know? Pretty powerful.
I just realized who's that name sounded familiar. So he's the guy that sings Bad Seed. I like that song. The red right hand.
Yeah, he did the music in Peaky Blinders. I mean, he shows up all over the place, and almost always, without fail, the projects he connected to they're really strong. They're not compromising at all. So
you don't even show him my notification that you're live.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm not surprised.
What'd you do to Twitter? What'd you do to YouTube?
Yeah. Well, it's a tough grind. YouTube hates me, but that's not that's not unusual. We got Dave in the house, Jay Money, Bristolian Dave, um, and the links in the chat. Anyone who wants to pop in here, feel free.
Yeah, I just shared the red right hand link in there if you want to listen to the song. Enjoy.
Nice.
Go support the guy.
So Gargoyle, did you say something? Were you asking if we wanted to discuss something?
What was the topic about again?
Oh, we were kicked it off with Nick Cave just kind of bitch slapping cancel culture.
Oh.
He was heading. I think the title of the show was about the variant covers too, wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. The variant covers get way too ridiculous in comic shops. They have been. When I got Hulk versus Wolverine, and then they had like 10 different variant covers for the first and second issue.
Mm-hmm.
Madness.
Do you remember when those variant covers used to mean variant, limited, and very hard to get? Now it's just, hey, buy more.
Yeah.
It's just like there's no limited. It's not like no, just buy more.
How you doing, Pressure Luke?
Doing good. How are you doing?
Doing great. Yeah. So yeah, we just wrapped up talking about Nick Cave and.
Oh, my man.
Yeah,
I met him.
Oh, nice.
I used to live in his neighborhood in St. Kilda in Melbourne. And I'd see him walking around with his two little boys at the time. Yeah, just hanging out.
Yeah. Yeah, I've always appreciated what he creates, and he's stepping up and throwing it down against cancel culture, which is
hopefully it won't happen. Hopefully they won't get sick and overdose like some others did a few years ago.
Well,
just saying. It's just weird that they express themselves and something happened.
Like what happened to him?
Overdose of pill, Michael Jackson.
Oh. Well, I was gonna say that he had one of his sons die on him. I think it was a year or two back. So I think he's kind of felt a sense of responsibility since then to sort of try and do the right thing by the son that he still has, So
yeah,
I think he's seeing what's going on, and obviously I'm a bit biased because he's a fellow Aussie like me, and I've met the guy, but I think it's just a testament to how honorable of a character he is.
Yeah.
It's I can understand that, when you live through things, you notice them, you can maybe not agree, but it's true that when you see your kids getting affected by something, it makes you want to get up, put your boxing gloves on, and go, let's do this, bitches.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he really loved his boys, and the fact that he lost one of them so tragically, I think that's allowed him to sort of. I mean, he's always been an independent thinker, but I think that's really put things into focus for him.
Dude, that's the worst thing that can happen to a parent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
what happened?
I don't know specifically, but I think one of his kids died. I think it was an accident or a suicide. I'm not entirely sure. It was a while ago. I can't quite remember the full details. But yeah, he died tragically, and I think he was like a year apart from his other brother. So yeah. They were pretty close.
Yeah,
Elvis Presley's grandson killed himself recently.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
Yeah, there's a lot of suicide going on. It's the youth is
Yeah, as a parent, definitely people who have children, when they see what's going on here with this, I'm surprised there aren't more.
It's something
isn't more pushback to what's going on.
It's something that's been noticed. It's the kids right now are having a lot of suicidal thought.
Sure.
And
I mean, when you tell them the sky is falling every other day,
Yeah, and there's no hope or nothing. There's no aspiration to nothing. All the things that you ever like, well, they're shit. That person you look up with, and he's actually a piece of shit that's been lying to everybody. It kind of gets to everybody at a certain point, and they did not learn in school or through life the rite of passage, you could say, like we could have back then. Like we weren't getting overly protected of what really happening in life. Get it? What I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah.
right now, that's what's been happening throughout the years. It's like, oh, let's overprotect our kids and not show them this shit. And then we used to hit a wall when we used to become an adult. Imagine their wall.
Well, you know what this really is. You've heard of mass hysteria, right? I feel like this is mass depression.
Yeah,
This is mass depression that's going on because they've had their parents sort of do everything for them. They haven't been challenged in any way. And if you think of it in that context, like, the reason why we've, existed as long as we have and survived as long as we have is because we always had something that was threatening us that we had to try to, learn to start to think faster and be better and all these other things if we were going to make it. And now we've reached this age where we've basically mastered everything, like, except for the weather, we've pretty much mastered almost everything, right, in the world.
Did you guys ever see the last Dana Carvey's stand-up comedy that he did?
No.
He has a piece when he's talking about millennials.
Oh,
and about his kid, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, he goes live by himself, and then I get a call. He's like, Dad, how's it going? I got a bill there. Yeah, I don't know how to do it. It's complicated. Can you do it for me?
Yeah.
And dude, he has a piece for like almost 30 minutes of that, dude. It's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, there's that component for sure, but also, I mean, being convinced, being told over and over that the world being handed to you by the previous generations is unfixable. It's beyond the point of being fixed.
And that the ones before you, that everybody before you, ruined it for you. Yeah. And you have to blame everybody that was there before you because they ruined everything for you. That's why you have no dream, no inspiration. No, it's because you have no motivation, no self-control, and freaking focus on what you goddamn want. If you really wanted something, well, bust your fucking ass to get to it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And a growing kind of attitude that everything has to be torn down.
No, you're good.
To get anywhere positive at this point, I think the youth feels that all of it has to be torn down, and that's like we're seeing it play out in the world, in the country, all over the place.
Well, people in America are mostly raised by single parents, women who are torn and scarred by a man that they just want to coddle, particularly, especially if they have sons. These women are just like, you're too special, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, you dumb bitch. You could have just made a kid with an actual man.
Whoa, dude.
But dude, it's another. You could spin it the other way around. There's also the generation where it's like you're raised by men haters, right? So men are nothing but shit. They raise boys that hate themselves.
Oh, you're preaching to the choir. My mom was a feminist.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like, I always wanted a daughter until you go like, you like me now?
But I mean, you turned out to be a well-adjusted, happy man there, Gargoyle.
Yeah,
I don't know.
There's a reason why
I like a product from a Stephen King book.
There's a reason why I was living on my own at 15.
Yeah, damn, 15.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sometimes the best thing you can do is just get the fuck out.
Yeah. But dude, it's why I understand that right now. Like, I'm dealing with 4 teenagers right now. Could you imagine how that can be? Right here, 2 girls, 2 boys in the house, in full teenage mode, right? And right now they're having all their fucking emotions out of whack, dude. Insecure, this, non-appreciation, and you have to make them manage all of this. And then that's when you realize that what they're doing at school, dude. I'm not the only one, but there's a lot of people that are saying right now, we're all going like, I'm not sure I want to send them to school anymore.
Yeah, everything's breaking down.
And here in
That's
Canada,
basically
it's
weird.
illegal to do that. We
Oh,
can't just decide
okay.
not to send our kids to school.
Oh,
Right.
that's
That's
stupid.
crazy.
We have
There's
to
no-
actually go through a government, a special thing and try to prove this and get this to actually get it. But it's a very special case because they want all kids present at school at all time. It's by law here in Canada,
Right.
especially in Quebec.
Having school shut down and having kids being at home, and it's caused so many, I think, unforeseen ripple effects. But I did see one thing, and I think maybe even Cecil talked about this too. But kids that it's so being pushed and very trendy for kids to transition, right? The transgender component, and it's very like, it's almost like if you want to be part of the cool kid group.
It's
Dude,
the
I
new
had-
cutting.
I had
You
Nat,
do.
okay, my youngest boy, right, coming up to me going one day, asking me the question, goes, at school, where people are saying that if you're unhappy being a boy, maybe because you were meant to be a girl.
Exactly.
What?
I'm like, no, that's life, dude.
Exactly. So you had a lot of kids that were engaging that, but then when they no longer were in that environment, in the with the peer pressure and the group think kind of thing going on, a lot of them that were starting that process after a month or two of not being in the environment, there's like this big percentage of kids that are like, whoa, they're putting the brakes on it of their own volition because they kind of snapped out of it.
And my son's like, why is it so important? I'm like, dude, I don't care if you suck. I don't care if you like to suck on a boob or you like to suck on a dude. Just be a man about it. And he looked at me, he goes, man, like,
Nice.
I don't really give a fuck, dude. Honestly,
Yeah.
I don't. You're my boy. I'll love you. You're my boy. Make me, I don't give a shit. Just be a man about it, and that's all I want.
Yeah. That's cool.
There was a school out here that forced a boy on hormone blockers because I guess he was too quote unquote aggressive or too hyper or some shit.
Right.
Yeah.
It's madness, dude.
They like to give pills to kids. I had to fight that for Nat. They were trying to fucking give him some of those fucking pills, and it made him psychotic, dude. I had to fucking fight to have him off the system, and then after that they fucking filed the DYP against me. I had to fight the DYP, and I won.
Wow.
And fuck off.
Nice, dude. Good work. Yeah,
Even
Canada, man,
there was a point where Nat was in that meeting and he started crying because people were telling that the woman were telling him he has a mental problem. I'm like, what? Anything to them, like depression, being this, being that, anything that's like not according to them is a mental problem. And I'm like, dude, that's not what he has. He has all the tests and everything. What the fuck are you talking about? And
Unreal,
that was a 2 year. That was like a 2 year fight. And right now they leave him the fuck alone.
That's awesome, dude. It's good to know. I mean, it's good for other people to hear that you can, they're gonna make
can
it
fight
seem
back.
like they're just gonna make it seem like there's no option for you, but it's clear that you can stand up, you can fight, you have the ability to do it, and you can win.
Become an American.
Right now they're relying on the fact that you're just willing to give the quick easy fix. Everybody's in that mode right now. It's like, please, can I have the quick easy fix? Can I have the feel better there? Can I have the I feel good. This is where we are. It's like I'm getting a feeling that everybody's trying to push into that equilibrium aspect. Soon everybody's gonna want to give us pills so we don't have to feel anything. We can just be like this and just not do nothing.
So it's the drug culture again.
Yeah.
All over again.
Man, the
It's
drugs.
like, you're not allowed to feel. You're not allowed to think. You should be doing that. And I'm like, dude, that sounds so goddamn familiar.
Well, if you think about it, they've done crack, they've done cocaine, they've done acid. They've kind of gone through the whole gamut of sort of extreme mind-altering substances. So now I guess they're going on to hormone blockers as a way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. It's
You mean full retardation?
Maybe that's the ultimate drug, the ultimate bliss.
I mean,
Not
I don't
knowing.
Dude,
It
I'm
pulls me
sorry.
away
People that
because-
give performance blocker to a kid deserve a beating, and that's all I'll say.
The moment this started escalating, that it started becoming popular to do this transitioning, I noticed right away, even in a relatively small town, place that I live, there's like advertisements for a suicide hotline, right? And all of a sudden, it was a whole separate line for transgender. And I'm like, hold on a sec. Hold on a sec. The
Dude.
volume of calls is so high from this one particular group of people. You need a separate line.
But right now I see like like it's like here's a bunch of people doing advertisements for crack. It's kind of like, come on here, look, this is where it's fun, this is where you'll be loved. Look, it's full of colors. We got some animated things. We got this. Come here. This is where it's fun. This is where you'll be accepted. This is where you'll be this, and everybody's like, hey, that looks fun. I want to go try that club. And then they realize that it's an actual club, and it's not how it works. Like
The initiation cost is too high. It's only your whole humanity.
yeah.
Yeah. So this thing, I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but these new variant covers coming out.
What, they're variant? They look the same to me.
Yeah.
Well, these are it's the same variant cover posted on eBay at these prices. But what's happening is the moment these comics are hitting the shelf at the comic shops, they're charging these elevated prices that we're seeing
Yeah, of
on
course.
eBay right out of the gate. Even
They've
though
been-
it has a obviously a listed cover price.
Yeah, they've been doing that for ages, dude. That's why, dude, I have no pity for LCS. I'm sorry. I have no sympathy.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate.
I'm sorry.
because, especially if
Nothing to
you
be
have it
sorry
on
about.
you have it on a pull list, and you want this comic, you've pre-ordered it, it's in a pull list, and then they're telling you, some of the shops, I guess, are telling people, well, that's not available, but then it's sitting on the shelf for $25, and it's like, what are you doing? You're taking something I pulled as a loyal customer. It's saying it's not available to me at regular price, but I can buy it for $25 off the shelf. What is this?
Yeah, that's the moment I stopped buying from my LCS, dude.
Yeah, that's the time to find a new shop, but
I just stopped.
probably can't.
Yeah, I just stopped. I just, dude.
Unreal.
Yeah.
It's
One
just
of the
such-
things I think is shitty is that, dude, they charge those LCSs, right? They charge like 30 to 40%
Mhm,
off the cover price to sell those books, right?
right.
So they should sell those books. They're by law of the sell, right, on the business rules, right? You're not allowed to do this. You're a reseller, right? By law, you're not allowed to resell that book more expensive because you got it off the distribution. So as long as you don't sell out. You know, understand what I mean?
Exactly.
And especially you're supposed to be waiting. Like if you say you could keep maybe yourself like 2 copies for you, or to get value and resell them later, but you have to wait. This is illegal. This is against the law of what this is supposed to be at the variant cover and any freaking books in the store. It's like, are you gonna go to Walmart and just because that fucking Tom McFarlane Cyborg toy, right, is now worth $250 fucking dollars on Amazon? If they still have one, they're forced to fucking sell it to you at $20. They cannot fucking put the price up. It's the same thing for those LCS. They just don't give a fuck, and that's why I don't have any pity for them.
I think that the gray area is, the terminology of aftermarket, right?
Yep.
So there's no clearly defined definition of what that means. Does that mean 10 minutes after it's gone on sale?
Mhm.
Does that mean a day? Does that mean a month, a year? What is aftermarket when it comes to the LCS? And that just isn't defined, and they're
before a variant
leveraging
cover,
that.
before a variant cover was like buy five copies, you'll get one, or go to your local shop and be one of the lucky bastards to be there and find one of them in there. That's what a variant cover was. Now it's like, Here's your book, $5. But hey, I really like that cover. Well, it's gonna be $25. What?
Yeah. It's so destructive too because say you've got somebody who might be interested in trying comics out. They've seen something or somebody convinced them to go give it a shot. I think this mentality of collectability and these like pumping these prices up in some kind of that it might be worth something. That's not.
But that's always
That's
kind
a
of
huge turnoff to a new reader that just wants. It's about the entertainment. They want to try something out. They don't give a shit about this collectability factor.
That's
well,
always
it's also a huge. Oh,
I was gonna say I was gonna bring up the same thing, the fact of collectability, the value of it. Like the grading that they did for a while. Like, hey, your book's not worth nothing unless if you pay this graded, and now it's worth something. And it's something that killed it before when people thought that buying a number 1 would make them a millionaire later.
Right.
So this is the thing that's happening right now. This is what's killing all of this because a lot of the LCS was those people that thought that they were making a big investment because they were gonna get the roundup on the fucking gold pile, right?
Right.
The first pick of the gold pile. It's like when you're working at, one of my old jobs when I was a teen and I was working at not Walmart but something that was similar to Walmart called Zellers here back then. Dude, it was like the perfect fucking job. You have the toys coming in at Christmas. I'm the first one to pick in the Star Wars goddamn toys, and I had all of them.
Yeah.
yeah.
Sure.
Well, what else I was going to say is, it also doesn't help when you're bringing people to the movies. Iron Man's there, and they got Riri Williams at the comic shop.
Yeah.
And all the other retarded-ass characters right now.
Such a huge blunder. Yeah, it's and never having a call to action in the movies either to buy a comic book.
Did you
Makes
see
no
that?
sense. Why weren't there spinner racks at movie theaters for the past 10 years?
Aren't you
during all
excited
this?
for the new the Power Avengers coming?
Right.
Get it?
Power Avengers?
The Power Puff. Yeah, get it. I was trying to make a joke.
It almost worked.
Sorry, your accent.
I should have used like Puff Avengers. Would have been better.
We'll record it in the back room, and I'll edit it in, dude. It'll work.
They can always land. Okay.
Green Pie Avengers?
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, it's we understand the LCS. They're pretty desperate right now. It's been a really tough go. It seems like there's probably no recovery even possible.
Do you guys remember when the story? Because a lot of people forgot about it. But that Marvel and DC, they pulled what was it again? That fucking video game E.T. They pulled the same fucking thing as the E.T. video game.
Yeah.
Look, we're not doing sales, and we need to look good. So we look at all the sales that we did, but they all sold them at a fucking dollar store by fucking truckloads.
Yeah.
There were vans dropping at fucking dollar store to sell fucking trade paperbacks for $4.
Yeah.
They put that's called pulling an ET.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's too bad, I would have hoped that through all of this with the shutdown and the obvious struggle the industry was going to have, that the big studios would do everything in their power to maintain that distribution network to help it. But it's the same tricks, the same manipulations. They just
They
don't
obviously
give a damn.
don't care, right?
They don't
Look
care.
at what happened to DC Universe.
Yeah. Got
I
it.
mean, pretty much it all fucking merged to HBO Max.
Yeah. Yeah, it's whatever. Obviously,
Somebody say
ComicsGate, Indie
HBO
Comics,
Max.
We're
Trying to
gonna
cut.
carry the torch. Blood
Mhm.
Hunt. Get yourself Blood Hunt.
Yeah.
And it's like the other curious thing about this to me too is the prices of this variant cover. What does it remind you of?
$22.99, $24.99. What is
Pretty
that?
close to the standard CG price point for a book.
Yeah.
And these
Right?
are just 20-page
Floppies.
floppies, right? So they're not even comparable to the premium products that.
Dude,
CG
did you
is
notice
delivering.
that now their books are like between $5 to $7?
Yeah, exactly. So who was way ahead of this? Like, so far ahead of this curve. It's ridiculous.
Yo.
You know, once again, CG just winning all the time, being proven right. It's
Why do you
in
think?
that.
Why do you think we have so much fucking haters trying to infiltrate us and trying to create fucking fights between us? Because we're fucking winning.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
We're owning the market, dude. Think about it. Slowly but surely, dude.
Yeah.
The indies picking up. They're gonna be closing their doors. DC and Marvel, they're going full digital now. They
Oh, yeah.
just announced it not too long ago. I think was it DC or Marvel? Which one made it official that they're going full digital lately? I think it was DC. Was it?
Probably DC.
Wow.
So they're going full digital. So it's like no more printing, unless you want to buy those trades. And that's pretty much what's gonna happen. So you know, remember what I used to tell people when I started here was like, forget those goddamn LCS and Diamond. We need to emphasize on the fact that we offer deluxe edition for our backers, and try to hit the book market after. Fuck those floppies and the LCS that they didn't do shit for us, and they're part of the biggest problem that killed comics. That and Diamond together, because they thought they could get greedy and have those special thing. And you know, another reason why I was not a big supporter of Dynamite. You know, Dynamite comes from Dynamite Forces, right? One of the first one to put those fucking graded point a piece of shit and a certificate.
Right.
You know, it's kind of playing with that value of it. Like, let it. Don't try and pimp it up so you can pimp your own shit and pimp your own collection. Just let people collect and buy what they want. Like, it doesn't matter what. Why would it be worth more money because I paid that guy to put it in a fucking plastic case?
Yeah, it's pretty bizarre.
Like, you don't even know who that person, you know, who is that person that validated that this book is worth this and it's that great? Who are you to say that? Yeah, I'm an expert in Jack Kirby's signatures, and I'm the only one that can know that it's a real one.
Yeah, I feel like the only viable floppy market moving forward is again a guy who's ahead of the curve as well, and that's Alterna Comics, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, going newsprint, going highly affordable, making it literally, it is about the content, the entertainment value. It's not meant to be a collectible. That's, you know, it's an old school way of doing it. I think it's the only way forward for floppies.
I was going to say it's old school. Like, you know, right now your CG is pretty much like new school and old school at the same time. Some of us are doing the old school, and some of us are going, you know what, here's a graphic novel, bro.
Yeah. And I
Zach
think, you know,
has
go ahead.
I was going to say Zach has an interesting package. He just has everything in one. When he talks about, you know, you got book 1, book 2, book 3. It's all in one comic book. Particularly, he has that designed for people in the military.
Yeah.
So they're not carrying a shit ton of books. They just got everything in one book.
It's also something that I don't know if you probably read some of them, or Gargle, but it's something that we used to have often before anthologies. It's something we used to have more, like a book with a bunch of short stories. Marvel used to fucking do it. DC used to sell them to us too, bigger set. But you had a Superman, a Batman, a this and it, and it's one of the things that why I like the Lost Pages and what I'm doing with Tales from the Adverse, because that's what we're trying to do. It's like, here's a fun, like a bunch of fun little short stories. You know, it's about enjoying them again.
Right.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, I think combining, like Clint Stoker has teamed up with Alterna. He's delivering his comic initially as the premium CG product with all the bells and whistles and stretch goals, and then after the fact, going through Alterna as an affordable floppy. I think that's a really powerful combination.
You know, that's what I like about this. Is people get their heads together and they find solution, they find new ideas, new things to try. You know, like Drew with the subscription thing. You know, there's a lot of people trying new things, and I think that's very interesting and it's motivating because it's fun to see that people are inspired. You know, it's a good sign of growth.
Yeah, that's true. Very true.
Yeah, I think this subscription idea is one. I hope people keep experimenting with it, and I think when it's done right, I think it could be very successful.
So you mean
Yeah.
digital subscription like Subscribestar or Patreon? Or?
No, yeah, you know, like in him, it's like come in at that big amount, and it's like you back the entire. It's like you came in and back the entire series type of thing.
Okay.
So it's like, you know, his idea is like, here's 5 books. I have a plan of doing 5 books. If you get in at that thing, you're in. Like you'll get all 5 books.
I get you. So like you're doing 5 books, but you're putting it at like a premium tier or something.
Yeah, you put premium.
Kind of like a season pass
So
in a way, right?
Yeah, so yeah, exactly. So
Right.
you don't have to come back on the next campaign because you back the full one. Get it?
Damn, that's a brilliant idea.
It is. And I think that's one way to do it. And we're, Drew's kind of showing, does this work? Is it something functional? But you could also.
But keep in mind that
Smiling Bandito has put forth, like, say you go through Patreon or something, it could be more of a monthly. You pay your monthly thing to Patreon, whatever amount that might be.
That's
and
one
then
thing I thought
you promise to deliver a book maybe once every 2 months or 3 months, and it's just a subscription, an ongoing subscription thing.
See, that's the thing I was thinking about, because a lot of people were telling me to go on Patreon, right? And you guys know that I do streams, right? But it's not something I kind of like to do. You know what I mean? I like chilling. I like to be with you guys on the stream, but it's not something I'm like, I'm gonna sit down and stream because I like the sound of my voice and I just want to talk because I think I'm so, it's not something that's natural in me, right? So people are like, what you gonna do on Patreon? I'm like, I don't know. Why would I be on Patreon? People on Patreon is because usually they're YouTubers. They're doing something to keep them going, right? I don't want to do this shit. What am I gonna offer people? And I had that idea, and you said it was Dargo that said it. Dude, the idea of using Patreon, going, hey, here's give me that much per month, right? And every 2 to 3 months, I'll deliver this.
Exactly. I think it's interesting ideas that could become very viable.
Yeah,
for sure.
I'm just not sure that people would get in on it because it's kind of like it's like you're taking a big chance, right?
I got a question about the mechanics of how that would work.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's say you're doing 5 books, and it's a tier, so it's like a season pass. Like if you pay this amount, are you? It's almost like a super pre-order. So are you paying the price for each individual issue, or are you giving them a little bit of a discount if they do that, or like how would you price that?
Well, I think the idea for a discount would be kind of smart, like a little discount, right?
Yeah, but let's say I got 1 book. I got 5 books that are $10 each, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Do I charge them $50 for like a premium pass? I guess is what you would call it. Or do I charge
if it's all one thing up front, like one price?
Yeah, is that sort of what another viable method?
Yeah, I think that would be it. Yeah. Like like let's say your books would be $10, right? Let's just say that your regular tier to get in would be 15, right?
Yes.
For a floppy, right? Let's say it would be 15. So you would calculate 15 times 5, right? And then maybe take off a little bit, maybe a $2 or a $5.10 at the end, or a $5 each. If you buy all in, you'll get them for $10 a pop.
Sure.
Okay.
And people will go like, "Oh shit, yeah, okay, I'm in."
It does seem
like the only issue that Drew ran with was the fact of the shipping.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's the only thing that was really hurting people to get behind, because people like the idea of it, right? The general idea behind it. But then he had to explain that you guys, like, the US, he doesn't charge you shipping because he uses media amount and it's floppy, so it's almost nothing for him, right?
Yeah.
But international, he had to calculate to every fucking shipment that he would have had to put, add them together and charge it to the people. Yeah. Which people got like, okay, I'm buying this, but I'm paying like $60 of shipping.
Yeah, it's tough.
Right?
Dude, the shipping.
So he had to explain that people were paying shipping for every other campaign.
Yeah.
And that's why we're starting pitching like different ideas on how to put it. And one of the things I told them that could be a good idea would be, you come in, sign up to my to my book, right? I have 6 books coming, but till I get to the final, I'm throwing you a digital with a gift.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 and at the end, I'm sending you all 5 copies in a box, or split it in 2, in 2 shipping.
Yeah.
There's a way around it,
There's always a way. I mean, I think ultimately
Life
one of the
will
best
find a
things
way.
one of the best things we can do is, team up, work together, pull resources, because let's say three
Yeah, like
people
me
are
and Beacon are
doing
doing.
like three people are doing a subscription. If they were able to work that so you get all three issues in the same shipment,
Hmm.
that's going to equate into a big savings to the customer.
I like to see people do like me and Beacon. Me and Beacon were trying to get together and trying to find solution to help each other and build up. That's why we've all been discussing how to reduce shipping. Now, right now, shipping for you guys from my next campaign won't be more than $15.
I
Nice.
think what it could be, one way to do it would be if there was a fulfillment service set up where they basically a bunch of crowdfunded comics, right? They all use the same fulfillment service, and they could ultimately package those all together and send them off in sort of more robust packages to, I don't know, a
Yes.
satellite office somewhere in Europe, maybe.
Right.
Yeah, it's something we've all been discussing. But the thing is, you need to be able to unite a bunch of people. You need to
It's
have
tough.
somebody that can do that people will
Well,
trust.
all I'm
And
saying
did
is
you-
we're
Did
given.
you see the level of trust in CG so far?
Yeah. All I'm saying is 3D Zach better be listening to this conversation right now. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
But
I'm curious
it's
to
something I've been talking about too for a while, that we should at least be able to have like a type of like branding label, just a name that could unite a whole bunch of us on the
Yeah,
Amazon store,
that's
website, just
might-
one
Yeah,
that we all do our own thing. We're all independent, but one label. Just it's not a company, just one label that we're like, okay, so go on this website. Yeah, you'll find all of us there.
yeah, that's Indicron, but I get what you're
Yeah.
saying with different functionality in some way. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
yes,
But then you see what happens when people start doing that.
yeah, it has to. I think if it was just literally like you're saying, it's just a hub. It's not like
No.
a group of people own it or there's somebody who might benefit. It's just literally used as a
Mhm.
hub to pull
But that's why
the
one of the
fans
things
into
that you're
one
saying
place.
that thing should always be like technically a non-profit thing.
Hmm.
It's just you know
I think the same idea goes for, in connection to a website like that would be a unified YouTube channel where
yeah.
it's more of a pooled resource where everybody.
This sounds
people-
like communism.
Yeah,
But-
exactly. Commie Mark, where the fuck are you, man?
It's
Yeah.
it's one
What
of the
kind
things,
of dark hole are we going down?
but it's one of the things that we've been trying to do. Like you've seen the show The Hardline, right? The idea was that. The idea is like there's so many people trying to build their fucking channel right now that there's so many fucking people streaming at all the same time, right?
Right.
And a bunch of us just instead of being streaming against you,
Yes.
let's all stream. Let's do a show. Boom. You get all of us on one. Boom.
Right.
Yep.
So that's what the
Yeah,
hard line
that's-
is. You get all of us in one line. Boom.
That's Twitter, dude.
Or it's like you say, okay, here's a group of 10 creators who are joining forces on this thing, and then it's like you create a schedule where like, okay, you're going to do this here,
Right.
and here, but it's one channel growing
Yep.
for 10
Yeah, yeah.
creators' benefits, instead of
I
10
get that.
individual creators trying to like duke it out all the time. It's,
The thing
Sounds
is,
like you're already making it.
Yep.
the thing is, you know about Team 10 and all the drama that went on in there, right?
Hmm?
Jake Paul's
No.
Team 10.
no, I'm not familiar.
Yeah, there was so much. It was a bunch of these young YouTubers, and they all lived in this mansion together.
Okay.
And eventually, all this drama started to happen because they're all
Sure.
so crowded in there. Because they all were individuals, they all had these egos, and they were just like
Sure.
they couldn't stand sharing the spotlight with us, so they do mining things to try to
Yep.
take the
Yeah,
other down a
it's
notch.
always,
So
that's the big enemy of anything like this, any effort.
Yeah.
Like this
Yep.
is, how do you structure it? How do you figure out a way? You have
Unity.
to go into it assuming this is the problem with any kind
No,
of utopian communist idea is that it negates the fact that bad behavior is going to exist. Drama is
I like-
going to happen. So you have to go
Right.
into it.
Just unify
I like-
on some simple ideas.
But-
I like
Can
what
we agree
Lucius
on?
said
Oh,
there. I like what
guys.
Lucius said there. He goes, less
What-
communism. I'd say more cooperative. Yeah, that's it. That's what I've been trying to say. It's
Well-
not communism. It's cooperative. It's
I-
dude,
yeah,
You're going
that's-
to work. You're
that's
going
what
to
we're
work.
doing.
You know, you're going to your goddamn job. Your job is to push on that button, and you want that guy over there, even if you don't like his fucking ass, to do his part of a job, so you get paid and everything goes fine. You don't have to like the person you're working with.
Right.
Yeah.
What happened to that?
But what I was saying was I have now forgotten because I couldn't get away. What
You
were we
assholes.
talking about?
Oh, wait. Maybe I was one of those assholes. Sorry.
Well, all
at
right,
this
no,
point,
that's
we
what
all
I was
are.
gonna say. That's what I was gonna say. So everything you just described, we're doing that right now, but it's decentralized, which is better. It's more of a network rather than a hub. You know, we're going onto other people's streams. We're, you know, promoting our
Right.
product, saying, "Check out this great piece of work," and you know, we're making connections in that regard.
Correct.
Yeah.
That is very true. And you know, it's interesting to see, like, you know, there might be a channel over here that kind of just explodes out of almost nowhere, and I can see some of the reasons, but it does seem to be there's this organic thing that just kind of
Yeah.
I can't really put my finger on why it seems to come easier to some and not others.
Well, I mean, if I'm gonna be a jerk for a minute,
be it
I mean,
just-
I agree. I
it's
agree
all-
with what you say. Like, but I mean, part of that comes down to individual choice. Like, people like Narwhal, he doesn't have to do shit, but he chooses to get new and upcoming people featured on his show regularly over on his channel, right?
Yes.
And you know, he's helped me in immense ways. He's helped me in so many ways. Like, but that was his choice, and so he's decided to become a force for good in that regard. But then I guess on the flip side, I know this is a bad example. I'm defiling the sainthood that is the pie eater. You know, but when
That's quite all
Ethan
right.
when Ethan Van Sciver says, "I'm only going to be featuring creators on my books whose YouTube channels are over 1,000 subs," I view that more as a punitive measure, like a less helpful measure. Because usually when
didn't
you've got
realize-
1,000 subs, you've made it. You're on track, right?
Correct. I
Yeah.
don't realize, when did he make that statement?
That was a little while ago. When was it, Algoco?
That was a few months ago.
Yeah.
I thought he had said
that
that he
was-
wasn't going to platform people who hadn't fulfilled at least one project.
All right. Maybe I'm
He
remembering
did
wrong.
say
He said
that
that,
too.
and then after that, he did mention that he was not. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
well,
Yeah, I
I-
just don't recall it. I mean, I have less, you know, more and more lately. I'm not able to
Your head's
engage
in
all of
whiskey.
those. What's
Yeah.
that?
Your
No.
head's in whiskey.
I'm drinking water today. I'm completely sober. I'll have you know. And see, it's not as good, right? The show sucks. I need to.
No,
be
that's
drunk.
not true. That's not true. Shut up, Rod.
You're fine, Rod.
Keep drinking that water. You're doing good. You're doing perfect.
I don't know. I have an upset stomach now. I don't think this water agrees with me.
You know what settles a stomach? Whiskey.
That's right. I'd say someone who is definitely doing a really good job of promoting smaller creators right now, who has exploded, is Michael Bancroft.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's you know, he just got monetized. He's up over that crucial 1,000 sub mark. He's getting super chats, and he just, I think yesterday, platformed Undead Border, Escape or Die.
And
So it's like he's
that's
doing the
another
work.
thing. You know, I just want to point out something. People in CG, be happy for other people. Stop just being
Yeah.
envious, please.
No, I think everyone is
Yeah.
pretty much happy for
Yeah.
each other, which I think is the big difference
Mm-hmm.
between us and the mainstream right now.
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, no,
that.
that's true. Ethan
Yeah.
was, yeah, very true.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, with
Yeah.
any amount of success comes all of the negativity, the betrayals. I mean, all of these things are going to happen. That's just the nature of the beast.
Yeah,
I
like
think
my
I'm
grandma.
sure-
Like my grandma once said, goes, you can go around try and be the nicest person, polite and nicest person in the goddamn world. You will always meet somebody who will go, that guy's a fucking asshole.
Well, I mean,
Right.
if you wanted to protect against it, you could maybe charge a small fee. Like, hey, I mean, I'll feature your book if you're willing to pay like $10 or $20, right? And sign this contract saying that you can't talk shit about me or anything. If you felt like you didn't get the satisfactory result, right?
Right.
That could be one way to do it, but it's a
That
bit of an
sounds
assholey
dangerous.
way. So
Yeah. yeah, I don't know if there is a solution. I think you just have to roll with the punches, and
Well,
as always,
this,
the fans are they're gonna come to their own conclusions, and you just
I
gotta
guess so,
roll with
yeah.
it, you know.
And Ryan just said agreed to, and he points out and stop counting other people's money.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's a
Because
big
the-
one.
This is a very, very bad service that you're doing to yourself when you're doing stuff like that. When you're falling into the why him not me, look at how much he make, I'm not making that much. Dude, that's a fucking vicious cycle. That's self-destructive.
Yeah, yeah,
And
Yeah, it's-
thanks for bringing it up, Ryan. You're right. That
it's
was a
very
good point to
true.
bring up. Yeah.
And we do see that. I mean, I think some of the worst instances of the drama and negativity stem from that exact thing.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
I think this idea of only platforming someone that has X number of subs, or it almost seems like it, like you said, Fresh, it defeats the purpose, doesn't it? Because
Yeah.
once
It-
you've
it-
gotten there, you're pretty much on the way of being completely self-sustaining. So you don't
Yeah.
need it.
Well, I hope that
To-
he
to-
hears this convo.
But that's the thing is that right now it's people were trying to get to on the show to either get funded, right?
Right.
Then after that, the second plan was to try and get him to come on your show, right, or mention your show so you can have that boost. He did it for Graded 0.5, and you see how it does. He just has to go to technically from his show, going,
Mm.
guys, going there, and
Right.
that will get that person to 1,000 sub.
Sure.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah, we've seen
No.
it happen. I think he's
Mhm.
been making appearances on Bancroft's channel.
And one of the thing is, you know that this is technically the YouTube way of thing, right? It's they're looking. That's why they say build your platform, build your channel, because they want people to have bigger channels. So when they invite you on, when they get you on, they get more views. So it's like, please, you go and recruit people that are now already following me to you following you, and then maybe they can come to me. It's kind of like
Yeah.
what's the expression? It's just coming in French, but the rock that rolls collects dust or something.
Yeah. Well,
You-
I,
you have it
I
from-
think
saying, I'm
you
sure.
messed that up pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know, but
you
it's the French version. I just don't know
Isn't
the
it
English one.
the rock that rolls collects no moss or something?
There you go.
no,
I
the,
don't know.
yeah, that's right.
Whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the fuck.
Yeah, that it is, but I just had it in French in my head, and you know what happened? It's like a mental cramp that happened. It's like I know
Yeah.
what it is in English, but it's just coming up in French in my head for a second. I don't know.
Well, I criticized Ethan, so now I got to offer a solution. I think maybe one way that Ethan could go is maybe go through Indicron and kind of curate a list. Maybe, I mean, if he wants to, of course, the choice is up to him. I mean, like Indicron lists a lot of independent books, and it's the information's all there, and he can just go through and be like, oh, this looks cool, just click on it, and then he can go, oh. Well, today's show, I'm going to talk about this awesome thing, and if he wants, he can get the creator on if he's
But
really impressed with it.
they did that a while back but people stopped really using Indicron after the Edwin and the entire
Really?
yeah,
thing,
the big
But
Indicron.
it's such a well-made thing. It's an awesome resource.
There was a bunch of people that were working on it, that were part of it, that did a lot of stupid shit, and
I haven't checked in on it lately. Maybe it's smoothed out and become
Yeah,
a
it is.
really useful
Yeah.
resource.
Yeah, it is.
It has.
very useful. Yeah.
right now.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
just right now from what I've heard, and correct me if I'm wrong. It's just Pixel running it right now. It's just Pixels.
Yeah.
Pixel Trader. Is the only one on it now because he used to be having all the other people helping him.
Yeah.
But if I'm not mistaken, he took it all back, and he's the one doing it.
Yeah. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
So
From what I've seen, Edwin, his wife is running for Congress or some shit.
it's
Oh,
his
really?
wife. Okay.
Yeah,
I
not
thought
Edwin
he was
himself.
going into politics, but I'd heard
Man.
something about that.
That'd be hilarious if he was.
Yeah.
Schemes and scams.
I think we
Welcome
we
to the
mentioned,
fudge.
Like Sim was saying, a lot of times all it takes is for Ethan to make an appearance on a channel or kind of point the spotlight on, and it can blow up. So maybe the best way to build this network and keep it strong is, and I think he's already doing this, like Ethan goes, okay, this person's starting to be a standout. They seem to have some ability building their own platform on YouTube, but they need a little help. He goes and helps them get over that 1,000-point mark, and then they can start doing.
Oh, yeah.
If you build a network of
Mm-hmm.
1,000+ sub channels that are all willing to promote the up and coming creators, it just kind of creates a ladder that people can climb, and eventually, once you get to a certain point, then maybe you can get in with the big boys.
Yeah. See, me, when I started a while back, I had a different approach where I was trying to build other people's channels.
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't want to have I had my channel for a long time. I was monetized a while back until they changed the rule to 1,000 subs to be monetized. And I never really had the interest of building my channel, but I always thought that people like you, Rod, right? People that actually like doing YouTube channel that, there's writers and stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, those people, like, Red Gaze, Adam AF and stuff like that. I'm like, creators should get behind you guys. Like I get to work. I get to spend more of my time working.
I think
I get to be on shows, right? But the thing is, a lot of people get to be that. Yeah, but I want it to be me, and everybody wants to be that show there. And then you get so many fucking shows. Then people complain. I almost don't have no people watching. It's weird, but I get a lot of watches at the end after. And why is that? I'm like, because everybody's streaming at the same time.
I know. Yeah,
there's too many people streaming right now.
It's brutal. Yeah, it's I had the Undead Border guys on from 656 Comics yesterday for their launch of their Escape or Die comic, and it was great. I mean, I think we almost went 2 hours. I felt a really great insight into their project, but it didn't move the needle. It didn't, during the show they didn't get any additional backers. So I'm not saying it won't lead to some. It's all promotion, but I just want to get to a place where a creator, if they're going to invest the time to be here, that it can move the needle. I mean, that's a big part of my motivation, and of course, I want that for to help my own success when Ink Spots and I launch our project. But being able to move the needle for other creators is a huge motivation in all this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
Definitely.
Yeah.
And please, when you do stuff for somebody, do it without thinking of having anything back.
Yeah.
For two
That's
reasons. One, you don't build a fucking resentment
Mhm.
and expectation. And two, you appreciate it more too when it happens.
Yep.
So just help promote and do like that. Like some of the things, like I'm not gonna say, like somebody came to me and goes, dude, I'm gonna stop. I'm done promoting people. They don't fucking tweet my campaign. I'm like, dude, if I was applying that fucking mentality, I would not be retweeting any campaigns.
Right.
And he looked at me and goes, oh, you're fucking right.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's what it is, dude. It's like if I'm like starting looking at, oh, he's not retweeting me. That guy didn't retweet Bloodhunt. That one, I wouldn't be promoting no one. Like maybe 5-10 people that retweet my link, like maybe once a week or something.
Oh yeah.
Why would you start thinking that way? Honestly,
Right. Yeah.
It's a deep hole that you're just gonna fill yourself with anger, and you're gonna turn it against other people. Then it's gonna be that guy's fault. That guy's that did. No, just do it, right? And then when it comes back, you'll appreciate it more. And that person, give him an extra little.
Yeah.
I liked what Lucius said. We talked that problem.
I do. I owe everybody.
Yeah, it's a lot of work to run a
Lucius,
channel. Yeah.
Right. I mean, he's been kind of going back and forth on, he has his channel, and it's been really tough. He's had a struggle getting subs, and man, he even had Cecil on, and that was a lot of fun. And of course, it was a big boost, relatively speaking, for his channel, but it's so much work. It takes away from what he really wants to do, which is make art, work on projects. So I think it's just up to the individual has to choose, like, what's the best way for me to contribute to building this network. And it might not always be starting your own channel. It might not be the case.
It was being the guy behind the scene and going on other people's channel. Like that's what I like. I got into like I really like European comics, right? So when we did the heavy metal and the Meta Baron, there, like, dude, I did my research, I had everything written down. I was like, hosting.
And
But
Michael
when I go,
Bancroft.
I'm gonna be on his
I-
show next week.
I
I
got
think.
time to look at who's retreat. See, now this is why
Yeah.
he's quickly becoming a rock star. It's that kind of
Yeah.
attitude.
exactly. Like,
Sure.
who cares? Like, I support campaigns. That's it. They don't have to support me back. That's it. Don't look at it. Don't bother about it. Just do it.
Pressure
don't
Luke,
expect
what
nothing
were you
back.
saying? Oh, you were going to be on Bancroft's channel?
Yeah, I'm gonna be on. I think it's gonna be next week. I think.
Nice.
I gotta.
Nice.
I think we still gotta hash that out. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
he invited
Yeah,
me on, and I was
he's-
like, yeah, I'll do it.
He even let me on his channel, which was
Yeah.
obviously a huge mistake. But
Well, I mean, I sort of tried to do it as well with my fresher streams, but I just didn't have the mental
Yeah.
stamina to keep doing it. I just stopped.
Yeah.
Michael's a great guy and is also a good example that one of those good creators.
oh yeah, he's definitely doing it right. He
Yeah.
deserves the momentum he has. Is absolutely. It's great to see it, and he's just a natural at being a host on his show. Just makes everyone comfortable. It's a good time. The right balance of, good discussion and humor. It's good. And of course, he's a great artist and has a great project. And I think this is key.
And it's done in that soft voice of an Australian accent that just lulls you to sleep.
Yep. All right, guys. I think we covered quite a few bases on the show. It's about that time. Sim,
no.
you wanna shout out anything?
Yeah, if you do a variant cover, make it limited. That's the point of the entire show. Don't be a bitch and do variant covers for nothing just to sell more copies.
Right.
Go ahead, cueing it back to what we were talking about.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
go
agreed.
sub to Tales from the Nadverse. You don't want to miss it.
Yeah, there is a link in the description below for Tales from the Natverse. Check that out. Pressure Luke.
Yes. Back for Second Gods. I'm about to post the link to the private chat.
Oh, say something in the main chat. I'll give you a ring.
Oh, I'm unable, but it's in there. It's in the private
Oh,
chat.
okay. All right.
Yeah. But yeah, Back for Second Gods. I think we got 18 days left on the campaign. Someone should answer their phone. And yeah, we're coming close to 160 backers. I'd like to get to 200 before the end of the campaign. I think that'd be really cool. I think we can make it. So yeah, give it a back.
Yeah. Thanks, Scotsman. You're always helpful. He just.
Oh, good. You did it. Nice.
Yeah, I got your link out there. I'm sure being on Bancroft show is gonna give you a little boost.
Hopefully.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Cool.
But I mean, I love coming on and doing these sort of things. I think it's a lot of fun. It's good for my mental health as well.
Yeah, I'd love to. If you want to come on sometime next week and talk about your project, that'd be great.
Yeah, man. I think I follow Inkspots. And I think I follow you as well. So yeah, just send me a
Cool.
DM.
All right, will do.
Awesome.
Gargoyle, anything you'd like to shout out today?
Check out Spot's channel. Everybody's talking about him, and he's not here.
Yes.
And
I
it's
hate
not
that. I
the,
hate that he can't be here.
It's
during
not the
midday shows.
band that's fucking, what is it, 30 fucking rows down.
Right. Yeah. Has he? I'm not even sure. Has he been doing like art streams or? I think he's kind of taken a break from YouTube a bit. Again, like we've talked about, the frustration there.
Yeah.
It can be tough.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like that's what I'm saying. Like those type of little things gets to your productivity. Like,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's got such limited time as it is. He's working his ass off out there in the world, and he's just got such a small window to produce art. He shouldn't have to, and that's what teaming up with him. I really want to be able to carry that burden, and do this legwork while he is spending those hundreds of hours making art. It's only fair.
Well, let's get him 1,000 subscribers while he's handling shit.
Let's
So when
do
he
it.
gets that home and he gets 1,000 subscribers, he's like, what the fuck happened?
That would be hilarious. All right, guys. I want to thank the panel for being here. Very much appreciated. The chat, contributing, just being here. If you haven't subbed to the channel, please do so. And tomorrow, gotta say, Pressure Luke, this is for you too. We're doing an elevator pitch competition. We've done this one before. It went really well. It's a lot of fun. 30-second pitches, and you can't use a video. You can show art, and there's going to be a panel of judges. And nice.
This is from one of my backers.
Very cool.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Cool.
Very cool, man. So yeah, if you're available tomorrow around this time, Pressure Luke, feel free to jump in the competition. The winner is going to get 15 episodes of promotion on this show.
Whoa.
Along with some comics. So yeah, you'll be
sounds like a competition I'm gonna lose.
So that's going to be a good time.
When is that tomorrow? You said
tomorrow. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Are you going to be able to throw down, Sam?
I'm gonna try and be there.
Oh,
Good.
great! I've already lost.
Very cool. All right, guys. Well, we will see you tomorrow, and have a good one.